Imagine surviving a devastating accident that leaves you questioning whether you'll ever walk again. What if I told you that after everything was shattered, the journey to recovery would take you places you never expected? This man defied the odds in ways that will leave you speechless. The accident had left James with broken bones, bruises, and deep emotional scars. The doctors weren't sure if he'd walk again without significant therapy, but what made it even harder was the toll it took on his mental health. He had always been an active person, playing sports, hiking, living life to the fullest. He was the guy who would laugh off injuries and keep going. Now, he was confined to a wheelchair, unable to even get out of bed without assistance. The life he once knew seemed like a distant memory. Every day felt like a battle. Each step forward seemed to be met with a setback. His frustration grew as he realized that no matter how much effort he put in, his body wasn't responding the way he hoped. The doctors told him it would take time, but that wasn't enough to quell his doubts. The pain was constant, not just in his body, but in his mind as well. He had lost so much more than just the use of his legs. The accident stripped him of his confidence, his independence, and his sense of identity. There were mornings when James would wake up, stare at the ceiling, and wonder if he could endure another day of this struggle. Could he ever return to the life he once had? Could he ever be the man who ran marathons, the man who lived without limitations? The answer seemed elusive, leaving him in a sea of uncertainty and self-doubt. Each time he failed to make progress, it felt like a piece of him was slipping away. But through it all, James wasn't alone. He had the unwavering support of his family, especially his wife, Maria. She became his rock, never once leaving his side. Her love and dedication gave him strength when he thought he had none left. They cried together, laughed together, and through the darkest days, they held on to each other. Maria's belief in him never wavered, and as he faced the greatest challenge of his life, her words were often the only thing that kept him moving forward. Despite the overwhelming obstacles, James refused to give up. He decided that if he was going to fight, he would do it with everything he had. Slowly, he began to make progress. It wasn't fast, and it wasn't easy, but each small victory brought him closer to something he hadn't even realized he was searching for: peace. As he worked with physical therapists and doctors, he started regaining mobility. At first, it was just his toes moving, then his legs responding to the simplest commands. Before long, he was able to stand with a walker. It felt like a miracle, but he knew this journey was about so much more than just getting back on his feet. James soon realized that the path to recovery wasn't just about regaining his physical strength. It was about finding his emotional and mental strength. He began meditating to calm his racing thoughts, writing in a journal to process his feelings, and reflecting on his experiences to find meaning in his pain. Through this process, he found a new sense of purpose. He began focusing not just on himself, but on others who were struggling in similar ways. His journey was becoming more than just a personal battle. It was becoming a mission to help others discover the resilience within themselves. One of the most defining moments came 1 year after the accident. James was able to stand on his own 2 feet once again. He wasn't running and he wasn't dancing, but standing tall in front of his family, crutches in hand, tears streaming down his face, he realized how far he had come. It wasn't just a physical victory. It was a moment of profound emotional triumph. The man who had walked into the accident, full of confidence and energy, was now a man transformed. He had faced his deepest fears, conquered his self-doubt, and emerged stronger than ever before. But James didn't stop there. He used his newfound strength to inspire others. He became a motivational speaker, sharing his story of survival, resilience, and hope. The once broken man now stood before audiences, telling them that no matter how impossible the road ahead may seem, it's always worth fighting for. His message was simple but powerful. Life doesn't just give you a second chance. It challenges you to become a better version of yourself through adversity. Today, James isn't just physically recovered. He's thriving in ways he never thought possible. His recovery taught him that the mind is just as powerful as the body, and that sometimes the greatest strength lies in the ability to keep going even when the world around you is falling apart. His story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and a reminder that no matter the obstacles, there is always hope. James doesn't just talk about recovery, he lives it. He lives it with every step he takes, every word of encouragement he shares, and every life he touches. If James' story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories of resilience and strength.